Escape.
Brothers and sisters in Christ, in Christos, in Krishna, hermanos and hermanas. What's going on? What's groovy? How y'all doing? So today we're going to talk about reincarnation, specifically the Knights Templar. And so that's something that's been coming to me recently. Just like been getting into the whole like King Arthur thing, the whole King Arthur and like the sword and the rock, the stone, and just the Crusades and just like the whole like medieval era, and so essentially what I've been finding out in my research is that the Knights Templar actually used to be pure in the beginning. That originally, when men and women wanted to travel to the Holy Land, Jerusalem, the Knights Templar would protect them. They were essentially guiding them on the path and protecting them. And originally they were monks, and these monks were tired of like their brothers and sisters getting hurt and slaughtered or whatever was happening, and so they decided to stand up and be men and be warriors and protect them. And so they became warrior monks, and they were celibate. They were peaceful, except when it came to self-defense. Like they essentially were very similar to the Indian system of the Vedic system of Kshatriya, like Arjuna, Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He was a peaceful warrior, but when push came to shove, he had to stand up and defend his people. He had to defend his community. And I feel like it was similar with the original Knights Templar. And then if you actually look into it, they're connected to the Gnostics. Gnostic, it means gnosis, it means knowledge. Hosea 4:6 says, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you. And there's all these verses about how important knowledge is. And on this channel, we support the snake on the tree of life, because it was the false god Yahweh who was trying to keep Adam and Eve stupid and ignorant and away from knowledge. And then because Yahweh said to them, if you eat from the tree of knowledge, you will surely die. Did Adam and Eve surely die? No, they didn't. They gained knowledge, and they learned that Yahweh is the devil, that Yahweh is evil. The serpent told them the truth. The serpent said, your eyes will be open to good and evil. And did they die? No, they didn't die. And were their eyes open to good and evil? Yeah, because they learned Yahweh, Satan, was lying to them. And essentially the first lie ever told in the Bible is the Adam and Eve story, saying, do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because you will surely die. That's the first lie in the Bible, told by the devil himself, Yahweh. And so this channel is all about knowledge. It's all about gnosis. And so the Templars were the same way. They were these celibate monks, peaceful. They were connected to the Gnostics, gnosis. They were connected to the Essenes, which means healers, and Jesus Christ. As far as I know, he was an Essene, and same with John the Baptist and his parents, Mary and Joseph, Jesus' parents, Mary and Joseph, that they were raised in an Essene community, these Jewish yogi healers that were very peaceful and loving, non-violent, eating vegetarian, meditating, cleansing, detoxing, living harmoniously with nature and with spirit, and just dedicating their life to God. The Essenes are amazing. I highly recommend the book, The Essene Gospel of Peace, the Gospel of the Holy 12, the Holy Megillah. And so the Knights Templar was also connected to the Cathars from southern France, who were genocided by the Vatican. And there's a possible connection that Mary Magdalene, she traveled to southern France and started a whole Gnostic Cathar movement there. And so these Knights Templars, there's connections to the Gnostics, to the Essenes, to the Cathars, and that they used to be pure, they were celibate, they were peaceful, God-loving monks that were standing up for righteousness and for self-defense. And then of course the Vatican comes in, the Pope comes in, and they corrupt it, like they corrupt everything, and they pervert these warriors, and they give their reputation that they have today. And so the reason why I say reincarnation is just, I don't really have any proof. It's just more like an inner knowing where I'm just like, I would not be surprised that I was a Knights Templar. That's essentially what I'm getting at. Now, I have not had any visions. I have not had any dreams about this. Actually, I did have one dream. Where it seemed like I was like a Roman soldier almost. But that's not really Knights Templar. But I did have a dream that I was like a Roman soldier, and there's this like whole theory that like some of the Hollywood stars are fallen angels and that they're immortal. And you can like find these photos of like for example like Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, Nicolas Cage. You can like find these like old school photos from the 1800s, and these like individuals look just like them. Like there's a dude from the 1800s that looks just like Nicolas Cage and Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z and all these other celebrities. And so the idea is that these fallen angels are literally the stars of Hollywood, the fallen stars of Hollywood, and that they are the false idols, the American idols, the false American idols, and that essentially they're immortal, and now they're like mainstream, like that, because that's what they want. They want the fame, they want the starlight, and of course they just hidden in plain sight kind of thing. And so what I'm saying is, one of these Hollywood characters, I gotta figure out his name, but I've seen him in movies. He was in my dream, and he was like the I don't know, like the person in charge of all the soldiers, the Roman soldiers. But this, and it was like, we were up to no good. I could tell like we were on the bad side. I could tell we were the bad guys. But the guy leading our group was this Hollywood actor dude. Like, and I got to find out who it is. But it reminded me of that idea of these certain Hollywood actors and actresses seem to be immortal. That they're the fallen angels. And so, yeah, y'all. Just that's what we do on this channel. We jump all around. And if you're not too familiar with reincarnation, the idea is that our soul starts off in the mineral kingdom, like crystals, rocks, and then migrates to the plant kingdom. And there's a documentary called The Secret Lives of Plants, and it proves that plants are conscious, that plants are telepathic, that they can read our mind, they know what we're thinking. And then from the plant kingdom we go to the animal kingdom, and it's much easier to see that like animals are alive. They got a mouth, a nose, eyes, all that. It's much easier to connect and be like, yeah, they got a soul. It's easier to comprehend that. And then from animal kingdom, you go into the human kingdom where we have men and women. But people don't realize that there's another level, and that's called the superhuman kingdom. That's the Superman, the Superwoman. That's where the 144,000 are going to be. That's where Jesus Christ is. That's where essentially that's the Christ consciousness. That's the Christ, Krishna, crystalline consciousness. And that is the inevitable route for your soul. You may not believe it in this lifetime, but you're going to keep coming back here until you become a Superman, until you become a Superwoman. And that's the path for every human until they merge back to source, back with God. And that's how I view this whole experience, is that this experience is about the real evolution, the evolution of our consciousness, the evolution of our soul, not this nonsense that our ancestors are a bunch of fish monkeys and that we're on a flying, spinning ball going through nothing. Or going through just random space. Like, it's all nonsense, y'all. You're not a fish monkey. Darwin was a Freemason. Gravity's never been proven. It's called the theory of gravity. This stuff is just absolute nonsense. Like, absolute nonsense. There's no evidence that our ancestors are a bunch of fish monkeys and that we're on a spinning ball. And it's all brainwashing, it's all propaganda. And when you snap out of that, and it's much more easier to realize that you are a divine child of the Most High Creator God, and that your soul, your consciousness, your essence is a part and parcel of the Almighty. And just like the ocean of spirit's God, and it has all these waves. You and I are individual waves on the ocean of spirit. And it's like we're separate, but we're made of the same essence. And God is the whole ocean. So like we're not God, but we're a part and parcel of God, if that makes sense. All right, y'all. think that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to say in this video, was just to bring some more awareness to the Knights Templar and their original roots as essentially these peaceful warrior monks that were celibate, God-loving individuals, there to protect the brothers and sisters. And of course, Vatican steps in, corrupts the group, and you got the Hollywood programming, all that. And and Jesus Christ, he straight up says in the New Testament, I made a video about reincarnation, but Jesus Christ says John the Baptist is the reincarnation of Elijah, which would make Jesus Christ Elisha. It's right there in the New Testament. Jesus Christ is the reincarnation of Elisha, and John the Baptist is the reincarnation of Elijah. And so, yeah, y'all, most Christians want to deny it. They just can't comprehend reincarnation, but it makes the most sense. It really does. And so, yeah, y'all, may God bless all y'all. Namaste.
God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.